Hey, so yesterday I looked at yesterday's video after it was on YouTube, and I realized that, yeah, it was pretty shaky. I think I probably gave some seasickness to some people, and I apologize for that. So today I decided to do something crazy and put it on a tripod, because I'm an innovator. It's this whole new thing. You'll love it. Anyway, I had something that's kind of been bumbling around in my mind. I just thought I would talk about it. I don't really have an informed opinion on this or anything. It's really more of a question. I just kind of wanted to throw it to you guys. By the way, I just got out of the shower, so my hair's a little whatever. But so yeah, last Monday's video, the one about the quantum gravity thing, I mentioned the Quantum Gravity Research Institute. I think that's what they're called, and Clee Irwin, the guy that runs it, and I didn't do much more than just say his name and say that, you know, they have a website if you want to go check it out and find out more about it or whatever. I think I was pretty clear throughout the video that I'm not endorsing this idea, that the only reason I'm covering it is because a lot of people were asking about it, and it is kind of interesting stuff to talk about. I didn't understand most of it, but anyway, I mentioned this dude's name, and of course I got dozens, probably hundreds of comments from people that were saying that this dude's a scam artist, and of course everybody goes immediately to anger these days, so it was immediately, you know, how dare you put this scam artist on here, and this, you know, I'm unfollowing you because you're diluting your channel, whatever. But anyway, so it just really kind of got me thinking about this thing that I'm hearing a lot. I hear the word scam a lot. I hear the word scam, and I always say, okay, so why is that a scam? And people say, well, so-and-so is making a lot of money at this. And I'm like, but why is that a scam? Like, just because somebody's making money doesn't make it a scam. Now, I want to make clear, I am not in the business of defending this guy. I really don't know that much about him at all. I haven't gone and done more research after I got all these comments or anything. I'm kind of moving on to the next video. I don't usually go back and spend a lot of time on old ones, but so again, I'm not trying to defend him. That's not what I'm doing here. But I think I do inherently get a little bit defensive because, well, some of the things that people were saying was that he ran some supplement company that had, it was like a cleansing tablet or something like that, and that was a scam. And now he's running this quantum gravity research thing, and they accept and solicit donations from people to continue their research in this whole thing. So that's a scam. And the reason why I'm feeling a little bit defensive about it is because how is that any different than what I'm doing when it comes down to it, really, with Patreon? You know, I do a thing and people, I guess, enjoy it, and they get on Patreon and they support me monetarily to allow me to keep doing that. How is that much different than this guy and his people working on this idea that their benefactors like this idea, they want to see more about this idea, so they contribute to it? Does that make what I'm doing a scam? Am I scamming people by accepting Patreon money for doing it? And, you know, you might see that and you might think, yeah, but, you know, you're being entertaining and you're informing people and educating people, maybe giving people hope. I hope you think these things about me. You know, and you might say that that's why it's different with me, is because I am doing those things. But who's to say that he's not doing that for the people who are supporting what he's doing? You know, maybe this idea of quantum gravity and the whole emergence theory thing is something that gives people hope about finding some kind of meaning in the world. And if you argue that they shouldn't be turning to that to find meaning, they should be defining their own meaning, I agree with you completely. But maybe some people do. That gives them hope, and they contribute to be a part of it. And the supplement thing as well. You know, I run a company called Canker Boy. I make a supplement for people who get regular mouth ulcers. And I've been accused of running a scam. I've gotten angry emails from, comments mostly, from people saying that I'm running a scam. I actually had a guy who was supporting me on Patreon. I guess he didn't know about Canker Boy at first, and then when he found out about it, he sent me this horrible email that was calling me a scam artist and that I was manipulating people, and you know, he was like, you know that these things don't work, how dare you, and all this stuff. And I, of course, responded with the scientific peer-reviewed double-blind studies that show that the ingredients in the pill work. And of course, none of this matters. I get comments, or I get emails from people who are on this all the time telling me how much it's helped them. Some of them are incredibly moving. I had a lady who said that she had this problem her whole life, and she said the saddest day of her life was when she found out that she had passed this on to her son when he started getting them. And she ran across this product and decided to try it, and it helped, and it knocked him out in her son. She was like, I cannot thank you enough for this, and she was like, best thing ever that I ran across this. That was incredibly moving to me, and that's the funny thing is, honestly, I wasn't getting into this with the idea of like, I'm gonna help a lot of people. Just being transparent with you, I was just looking to start a business. I was working 9 to 5 in a cubicle farm, and I was looking for some way to escape it, and I had run across this research. I tested it on myself, and I was like, well, maybe I could turn this into a business. So that's what I did. Does that make what I'm doing a scam? Something that I get a lot is people say, oh, it's a very simple pill. There's only a couple of ingredients in it. But people say, oh, well, you can get these ingredients individually. You don't have to get them in this pill. That makes it a scam. And I'm like, well, you can get the ingredients for a burger separately. Does that make McDonald's a scam? Because it's called capitalism. You create a product, and people exchange money for that product or that service. I think what it comes down to is intent, or whether or not you're being fraudulent. Now, again, if I sold a pill that was just nothing but rice powder and didn't actually do anything for anybody, and I knew that, and I was taking their money, that's a scam, Another thing that I've been hearing lately, and the reason why this is going around in my head quite a bit, is it's like there is a gray area. There's not a very clear line as to what, in the days of Patreon and the days of GoFundMe and stuff like that, crowdfunding, people, taking money from people just for doing a thing that they do. It's very easy to point scam at people for doing that when you don't believe what they're doing, or you don't think they believe what they're doing. Not to get political, but there's this whole QAnon thing going on right now. People are now starting to talk about. Apparently, whoever this QAnon person is accepts donations, and so a lot of people are saying, see, it's a big scam, because they're talking about, that there's this giant deep state pedophilia ring. I don't know why they immediately go to pedophilia on all these things, but it's crazy stuff as far as I'm concerned. But at the same time, if somebody believes that and wants to support what this guy's doing, I couldn't disagree with him more. But if they do and they want to support him with their money, you are free to do that. It's a free country. You can do that. So as much as I loathe what these people are doing, the QAnon thing, it's in their right to collect donations, and people have that right to support them if they want to. And I will defend that, I don't know. I guess, again, it's something that kind of personally applies to me, and I've had thrown my way here and there. But, and so maybe that's why I get a little bit defensive about it. But I like to think that I'm being congruent with my beliefs in that, it's your money, and if you want to give it to somebody, fine. I hear about people donating to some of these causes, and they're like cashing in their disability checks and stuff, and I'm like, oh God, don't do that. But at the same time, they are free to do that. And if they want to throw their money that they need to get by, if they want to throw that at somebody else, then it's in their right to do it, and I can't stop them, and neither can anyone else. All I can do is say that I just try to be on the up and up. I try to live my life as honestly as I can, and I hope that whatever success or whatever monetary support that comes my way, I've earned it. And obviously, if I don't, I want to know that. But anyway, I'm kind of going off the rails here, but it was just a subject that kind of struck me as interesting. Where does the line get drawn between a legitimate product or service or support structure and a scam? because it's clearly different for different people. There are probably some people out there watching this right now thinking that I'm running a scam for having a Patreon page up, but I don't know. I just thought I would put that out there. It's just something that's been clanging around in my head. There's no real message here or solution. Just thought I'd share it. But anyway, so big video tomorrow coming out, the Isaac Arthur collaboration. It's going to go live at 11 a.m. Eastern time, so keep an eye out for that. I'm really excited about it. But I guess, yeah, I'll catch you guys later.